Hey everybody, Doug8798 here. This is my top 10 anime list. And first, I'm going to start off with the top 5 portion of this top 10 anime list. This video is also an introduction to various other top anime lists. But with that being said, this is the top 10. This is what I consider to be 5 to 10 of the best animes of all time and some of my all-time favorites. And number 1 is one of my all-time favorites. As you can see by the picture here, you know it. Ronin Warriors. One of the main reasons I chose this anime to be number 1 is not only because it's one of the best animes of all time, but one thing I like about Ronin Warriors versus some of the other animes I'm going to be talking about on this list, Ronin Warriors, one thing I love about them is that unlike other long-running shonen anime, they don't need 100 or 200 plus episodes to tell the story. All they needed was 39 episodes plus 6 more, bringing it up to 45 episodes to tell the story. I prefer, believe it or not, I actually prefer my anime short. I like long manga. I like long manga, but not anime. Even though some of the animes I watch can actually stretch out that long, have story and plot development for several episodes. That's one of the things I like about Ronin Warriors, and that's oddly enough, that's why it hasn't, like, while it's fairly popular, it's popular here, especially within the anime community. That's why it hasn't broke out, and that's why it hasn't broke out and became popular like a Naruto, Bleach, or a DBZ, or hell, even a Sailor Moon. Even a Sailor Moon. More people will bring up that before they bring up Ronin Warriors, but that's one of the reasons I like it. It wasn't as long as the other shonen series. It was here and then it was gone. But I first saw this in 1998 on Cartoon Network. Been a huge fan ever since. Rediscovered the show, got to watch it again thanks to YouTube. Thanks to YouTube, and to this day still an awesome series. One of the best of all times. It's one of the Saint Seiya, it's one of the many Saint Seiya clones and one of the most popular, and I think it's better than Saint Seiya. Number 2, you know it. Naruto. In my opinion, I don't care about the flack I get. Naruto is the best anime, is one of the best animes of all time. And the Naruto era, which is the 2000s era of anime, in my opinion, is and will always be the best anime era ever. You will never have another anime era like it was during the 2000s. I think the 2000s is even better than the early is even better than the legendary 80s and 90s anime, widely considered to be the best era of anime. But I think the 2000s are better, especially because of technology. But Naruto, man, Naruto was awesome. Became a casual goer of the franchise in 2005 when it made its way here to America. Became a huge fan of the franchise. Became a huge fan of the franchise in 2006 after seeing that awesome fight between Rock Lee and Gaara, which was vastly different from various other shonen anime, anime at the time. Here you had a sand user who could barely move and barely use taijutsu. Then you had Rock Lee, a character who all he had was taijutsu, no projectiles, no ninjutsu or genjutsu, clashing in the ultimate battle. That battle made me a fan of Naruto for life, and I love the show and appreciate the show even more now when you see how far it's gone. I love the growth and the character development of each character, the large and colorful cast of characters, and just an awesome franchise, man. Just an awesome franchise, and yeah, really ever am I disappointed when I watch Naruto. One of the best of all time. Naruto. Don't care about the flack I get for saying that. Number 3 is Naruto's rival, or what I consider to be his rival, Bleach. Bleach, another one of the greatest animes of all time. Bleach is number 3 because of one thing I can't stand about Bleach is its filler. This filler is so bad it ruined the show. They had to stop for a while. Hope they come back in the future. But and see, Bleach filler is worse than filler in other animes because the one thing I don't like about Bleach is filler. Their filler interrupts the main plot. Other shows have filler right after that saga or that plot is over. Fillers that their filler interrupts the series, making the show very difficult to watch. Despite how awesome shows Naruto and Bleach are, I can never recommend them to a newcomer, to a newcomer, because of their filler and how their and how their series is structured. How their series is structured. But Bleach, one of the best of all times, and it gives me some of the stuff Naruto doesn't give. Bleach is a much more serious, a much more mature anime with lots of comedy too, and Bleach is also since the characters are more older, the Bleach is also darker. Bleach is also darker and has the same fast-paced aerial bloody battle scene in a Dragon Ball Z, and lots of fan service, something Naruto can't give. Even though Naruto had a lot of this towards the end of Shippuden, when those characters started becoming like becoming real real powerful. They Bleach, my opinion, took from the best. They borrowed from Yu Yu Hakusho, borrowed from Ronin Warriors, Shirato, and of course Saint Seiya, and of course Dragon Ball. And in my opinion, Tai Kubo, he made one of the best series of all time. And they're supposed to have a live action movie soon. I produced in Japan, produced by Japan, and like I said, I hope they come back in the future. Their manga just recently finished, and the manga is actually the manga succeeds where the anime is fails. The manga moves at a much faster pace. The next anime on this list is, my opinion, the best one of the best anime from the shonen genre, the best anime of all time, Shirato, Legend of the Heavenly Spear. The only reason why this anime is number 4 and not number 1 is because this anime right here, it never achieved its full potential, man. This anime is only popular in Asia, Europe, and Mexico. It was never dubbed in English, so the show never got to achieve its full potential. And to this day, I want this show to get dubbed so it can achieve its full potential and become one of the best, like Naruto, Bleach, Sailor Moon, and DBZ. One of the best. Complex story. One thing I like, just like Ronin Warriors, is short. They don't need 100 or 200 plus episodes to tell the story. It's a short 39 episodes with plus six more, bringing it up to 45. Um, bringing it up to 45 episodes. Like I said, this anime, so much action, comedy, and complex story in such a short anime, just like Ronin Warriors, and their story is actually better than Ronin Warriors. However, Ronin Warriors is number 1 because that show is easier to watch and easier to follow, and that show did accomplish potential, most of its potential. When I saw Ronin Warriors first, but just like Ronin Warriors, Shirato is one of the Saint Seiya clones, and it's better than Saint Seiya, in my opinion. Number 5 is Sailor Moon. Now, the reason Sailor Moon is number 5, been a huge fan of Sailor Moon since I first saw it back in '98. Sailor Moon, as a child, it was always corny to me. I was in that Ronin Warriors, Dragon Ball Z type crowd at that time. Sailor Moon was extremely corny to me as a child, but that's the stuff I enjoyed. It was a female Power Ranger, in a girl Power Ranger type series. Rewatching this series as an adult and rewatching it and rereading the manga, I have more appreciation for this series. This is the example of a series that gets better over time, with age, whereas most other series get worse over time. This gets better over time. Sailor Moon is one of the best animes. It's one of the best animes I've ever seen. Complex story, a large and colorful cast of characters, and just overall entertaining. Entertaining. Well, Sailor Moon has always been popular, but like I said, when I was younger, it was always corny to me. But after watching the Japanese version and reading the manga, which takes this more seriously than the appropriately named Dick did when they were dubbing it, showed me how awesome this series is, and I still enjoy the Dick dub. dub today. There's a brand new Viz dub, and I also keep forgetting this. There's a brand new remade version of Sailor Moon. I think currently still running. I often forget about that show. I often forget about this series because I'm so focused on the original show from the early '90s. But yeah, you have a Sailor Moon Moon Crystal, which I've seen several episodes, is pretty awesome, and even closer to the manga. I love the manga. The only thing I don't like about the manga is I don't like the way their arms are drawn. But other than that, the manga is freaking awesome. Sorry about that. My stack of DVDs accidentally fell. Um, with that being said, yeah, one of the best animes of all time. The next anime on this list, as you can see by the title here, is Power Stone. Is Power Stone. Power Stone I first saw, it made its way here. Power Stone I first saw in 2007. However, it first made its way it was created in 99, and in the 2000s it's made its way to Canada. I finally got to see the series in 2007 thanks to YouTube, and man, was this an awesome anime. It's down so low on the list because I discovered it so late. But this anime right here, this anime is one of the best and most underrated video game adaptations of all time. This anime has a very mixed reception amongst fans. Some, like myself, like it, some don't, for its cheesy, cartoonish tone, Saturday morning cartoon-like tone, and the show, while being an anime, has more of a feel of a Saturday morning cartoon. But what Power Stone video game fans have to understand, that's what Power Stone was about. That's what the video games were like. They were like a Saturday morning cartoon. They're not gonna be all like dark and violent like some of the other anime on this list. They started to blur the lines a bit towards the end, where they squared off with the boss character Valgus. But one thing I like about this anime, it's spot on with the video games. I first played Power Stone shortly after the release for the Dreamcast back in the early 2000s. Finally to see an anime based on it. And since I saw it in the 2000s, I associated with the awesome 2000s led by Naruto and Bleach. So yeah, Power Stone, one of the best video game adaptations of all time. Now, the next anime on this list, and the final anime I'm going to be talking about on this video, number 7, is the Street Fighter animes. As you can see by the picture here, more importantly though, the Street Fighter Alpha anime, which of course in my opinion, that is the best amongst the Street Fighter animes. And Street Fighter Alpha and Street Fighter, the American Street Fighter the animated series, are in my opinion the best Street Fighter adaptations outside the games and the comic books, with the comic books probably being the best adaptations of Street Fighter ever, because because not only do they adapt the story from the games, they also expand on stuff from the games that is not elaborated upon, something I didn't even know. So that's why the comic books are the best. But yeah, the Street Fighter Alpha anime. The Street Fighter Alpha portion of the games, in my opinion, was one of the best times in the games, along with Street Fighter 3. And fans, while they consider Alpha to be the best, even to this day, especially Alpha 3, they even consider it to be better than the more recent Street Fighter 4, and the current Street Fighter 5 that people call for a remake of the game. But I like the what you call is with the younger characters, the storyline showing you how they got to Street Fighter 2. And this movie, while it changed a lot, which is why it's down so low, that and the other characters in the film don't play huge roles, and characters like Cody do not even show up. But this right here is an awesome anime, and the other two are pretty awesome too. Well, this concludes this video. Gonna continue later.